Hello everyone, welcome to this class. In this class, we're going to continue our class on algebra, and we are dealing with difference of two squares. Difference of two squares. Let's solve this example. We have a plus b multiplied in bracket multiplied by a minus b in bracket. So remember what we did in our previous class. This will be equal to a multiplied by a will give you what? A squared. A multiplied by minus b will give you what? Minus ab. B multiplied by a will give you what? Plus ab. B multiplied by minus b will give you also minus b squared. So you can see that these are the same, but one has negative sign and one has positive sign, so they will cancel each other. So your final answer is a squared plus b squared. Conversely, if you have something like x plus y and x minus y, you also get x squared minus y squared. If you have something like, let me say, b minus c, okay, b plus c multiplied by b minus c, you have something like b squared minus c squared. You can solve this to prove that the answer is correct. So we can define this as the difference of two squares of a quantities is equal to the product of their sums and their difference. So when you have two squares and you are being told to find their difference, simply know as the product of their sum and their what? Difference. Let's use example 18 to express it. Now you have y squared minus 4. You already know that 4 is a perfect square, right? 4 is 2 raised power 2. You can also write this as y squared minus 2 squared. Now we have the difference of two squares. So simply know that this is y plus 2, y minus 2. So how do you now know the one that will have this, the one that will be subtracted from? That's another thing we are going to take note of. Let me say you go and write something like y plus 2, or let me say this is commutative. Even if this is still equal to 2 plus y, is the same thing. So you don't have issue in the positive side. Where the issue comes is in the negative side. Let's say you go and put something like y plus 2 minus y. The answer is wrong because when you solve for this, if it's supposed to give you negative in this case, it will give you positive in this case. It will not give you the same answer. So always know that the one that has the negative sign is also the one that will also have the negative sign in the bracket. Take note of that. So let's go to example B. We have 36 and 9a. This is 9a. You know, a and 9 are always looking the same. So we can also write this as 6 raised power 2, which is 6 squared, minus, mind you, if only this is a perfect square and this is not a perfect square, it will not work. All of them must be a perfect square for it to work. So in this case, this 9 is 3 raised power. It will be something like 3a all raised power 2. Mind you, all of them must be squared. You understand? Because if you solve this, you get this back. So your final answer will be 6 plus 3a bracket 6 minus 3a. Let's go to this one. We have 25m squared, which you can rewrite as 5m all squared. 25 is a perfect square, m squared is also a perfect square, minus, in this case, 4n all squared. So your final answer will be 5m plus 4n bracket 5m minus 4n. Let me just give a little hint. If you have something like, let me say, 9 minus 3n squared, which you can also rewrite as 3 squared minus 3n squared. Mind you, this is not a perfect square. It will not work. The whole quantity must be perfect square, must be like in square before you can apply. So don't apply it to something like this. Let's go to the next example, which is example 10. So here, this is example 19. We have 5a squared minus 45. This is a special case. As you can see, you can't just apply the difference of two squares. Remember that I told you in the previous example that both of them must be in square value before you can apply it. So in this case, what I'm going to do, what does this and this have in common? They have 5 in common. So let's factorize it. 5 in bracket, you now have a squared plus 5a squared divided by 5 is a squared. 45 divided by 5 is minus 9. Now this is what we got. Now, looking at this, you can simply tell that this thing in the bracket can be both of them are 2 squares. We can rewrite this as 5 raised power a squared minus 3 squared. You can see we have difference of 2 squares in bracket. So in that case, you solve difference of 2 squared for the bracket while 5 remain the multiple. So it will be 5a plus 3 a minus 3. Hope you can get it. So difference of 2 squared can only apply when both of them are in this form, else it doesn't work. So let's solve some exercises. So let's solve for exercise 14i. Number 18, we have 16h squared minus k squared. So we can also write this as 4h all squared minus k squared, because this is 16. 4 squared is still the same 60, so that's why we write it this way. So in this case, we are now dealing with this, what we have in the bracket, and k. So I have 4h plus k bracket 4h minus k. But in this case, we have this, which we can also write as 10s all squared minus 1 all squared, because 1 square is still 1, so applicable. We now write the factorization will now be 10x plus 1 in bracket 10x minus 1 in bracket. So coming here, we notice that this is not a perfect square. This is also not a perfect square. So let's apply factorization to it. Let's factorize further. So if we factorize this further, we'll now take 5 as a common term. I will now have c squared minus 9d squared plus 5c divided by 5 is c squared. 5c squared divided by 5 is c squared minus 45d squared divided by 5 will give you this. So this is now what we have. We can further rewrite this as 5 in bracket c squared minus 3d all squared. So we are dealing with 3d and c. They are the one that have the square. So we now have 5 in bracket c plus 3d, another bracket c minus 3d. So let's solve for another one. Number 24, we have 100w squared. This is them as 10 squared minus w squared. Very simple. Simply have 10 plus w in bracket 10 minus w in bracket. So this is our class of difference of 2 squared. If you have any question, do it to drop it in the comment section. Thank you. See you next class.